on the world's most popular game show.
Battle Train is an action-packed ride that keeps the momentum high with chaotic, fast-paced shootouts aboard roaring locomotives. The stylized visuals and clever level design make each stage feel fresh and unpredictable. Combat feels punchy, and the wide variety of weapons adds plenty of excitement to every encounter. The soundtrack thumps with energy, perfectly matching the high-stakes atmosphere. With responsive controls and a fun multiplayer mode, it's easy to jump in and get hooked. A thrilling ride that's hard to put down.
Controlled?
Yes, yeah.
Pilo and the Holobook bursts with color and imagination, crafting a whimsical world that's both curious and heartfelt. The fluid movement and creative puzzles keep the pace engaging, while the enchanting soundtrack brings each environment to life. Characters are expressive and full of personality, making every interaction feel meaningful. From its vibrant art style to its clever storytelling, the game shines with warmth and care. It's a delightful journey that leaves a lasting impression long after the final chapter has been explored. Oddworld Soulstorm is a tense and captivating adventure with a strong emotional core. The game's cinematic presentation and atmospheric world draw players deep into Abe's desperate quest for freedom. Its clever puzzles, layered with stealth and strategy, keep things engaging across varied and creative levels. The visuals are striking, and the sound design brings the environments to life. What truly stands out is the sense of scale and purpose. It's a journey that feels meaningful, both in gameplay and storytelling impact. Great Ambition of the Slimes takes a quirky concept and runs wild with it, turning basic slimes into clever little invaders. The unique body-hopping mechanic keeps combat engaging, as strategy becomes more about manipulation than brute strength. Its pixel art style adds a fun retro feel, while the quirky narrative brings unexpected humor. With simple controls and steadily rising challenges, it remains addictive throughout. Anyone into tactical RPGs with a twist will find this creative take refreshingly fun and oddly satisfying. Shotgun Cop Man blasts onto the scene with unapologetic attitude and a ton of charm. The pixel art visuals are vibrant and packed with personality, while the fast-paced action keeps every moment engaging. Enemies explode in satisfying bursts, and the soundtrack punches hard, matching the chaos perfectly. Smart level design keeps the pacing sharp, and the absurd storyline adds just the right touch of humor. A wildly fun ride through explosions, mayhem, and over-the-top justice that never takes itself too seriously. Witch Explorer is a charming mix of strategy and magical combat, with spell-casting mechanics that feel both clever and satisfying. The hand-drawn visuals are vibrant and full of personality, bringing each character and monster to life with flair. Music sets a whimsical tone that perfectly matches the game's adventurous spirit. Combat requires thought without ever becoming frustrating, making progression feel rewarding. It's easy to unlock new skills and companions, a delightful journey through a world bursting with enchantment and fun. Max the Curse of Brotherhood shines with clever puzzles, creative platforming, and beautiful hand-drawn visuals that feel like a living cartoon. The magic marker mechanic adds a unique twist, encouraging players to think on their feet while shaping the environment. Every level brings a sense of wonder, with fluid controls that make traversal satisfying and smooth. The art direction and storybook atmosphere are a perfect match for the game's heartfelt tale. It's an imaginative adventure bursting with charm and smart design. Wira and Taksa against the Master of Gravity stands out with its charming art style, clever level design, and fluid platforming mechanics. The dual character system adds a refreshing twist, requiring smart coordination to overcome gravity-based puzzles. Each stage builds upon the last with creative challenges and satisfying progression. Visually vibrant and full of character, the world feels alive and engaging. The soundtrack complements the action perfectly, making every jump and switch between Wira and Taksa feel meaningful.
Treasure is muscle and Taksa's speed.
ANIMUS Harbinger delivers a gritty, Souls-like experience with a dark atmosphere and challenging combat. Every encounter demands patience and timing, rewarding players who master its mechanics. The enemy design is menacing, and the boss fights are particularly satisfying. The art direction, while minimalist, adds to the bleak, immersive tone of the world. Customization and weapon upgrades add depth to progression. It's a surprisingly deep action RPG that doesn't hold your hand, yet remains accessible for those craving a tough, rewarding journey through a ruined land. Cat Quest 2 is an adorable and action-packed adventure that shines with its colorful world, fast-paced combat, and witty dialogue. The cooperative gameplay makes exploring dungeons and fighting foes even more enjoyable, especially when switching between the heroic cat and dog. The story is lighthearted but engaging, with plenty of clever puns and quirky characters to meet along the way. Vibrant visuals and catchy music help maintain an upbeat tone throughout. This is one of those games that feels satisfying every time it's picked up.
What do we do now? We stop talking and start smashing.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles' Splintered fate. The Turtles confront the mysterious Foot Clan to free their father from the Foot Clan's clutches. The game's power-ups are randomized, the chamber designs change, and the boss difficulties vary. Players may take control of all 4 turtles, each with their own unique ability, and team up with pals for an epic co-op experience. The game immerses players in the fight, adapt and repeat cycle, allowing them to visit renowned New York City sites, improve their abilities, and face deadly adversaries.
Admit his own fears and yet continue.
Blair Witch creates a tense, atmospheric journey through the eerie Black Hills forest, with an unsettling sense of dread that builds steadily. The companion dog adds emotional depth and clever gameplay mechanics, making every moment feel more personal. Visually, the game captures a dense, claustrophobic woodland that constantly keeps nerves on edge. The narrative unfolds with just enough mystery, and the psychological elements are used effectively. A suspenseful, slow-burning adventure that rewards patience and attention to detail.
WINGSPAN is a place full of birds.
Bird fanatics are responsible for recruiting and retaining the most amazing birds to their nature preserves. In WINGSPAN, participants fight to build their nature preserves in a certain number of turns. Each bird contributes a unique ability to improve their environment, such as laying eggs, drawing cards, or gathering food. The game provides an immersive experience with 170 different birds, each with powers that mimic real-life behaviors. A calm strategic card game, single and multiplayer modes, and the possibility to meet hundreds of animated birds.
Food.
Layers of Fear 2 is a narrative game that emphasizes exploration and storytelling, enabling players to become the characters rather simply embodying them. The role is adapted to the player's particular background, which has formed who they are now. However, these prior encounters leave deep emotional scars that direct the player toward the identity they must portray. The game takes place in a dark atmosphere, with the player standing silently under a spotlight, surrounded by darkness. A powerful voice appears from afar, directing the player to their preferred character. One Dog Story is an immersive pixel adventure game with RPG features, engaging gameplay, and finely designed characters. The game includes difficult boss encounters, various landscapes, distinct gameplay options, total immersion in the game universe, an abundance of weapons and upgrades, excellent sound effects and music, numerous endings, hidden secrets, and treasures. The protagonist awakens in a subterranean laboratory, free from a horrible occurrence. They find partners among diverse species and set out on a mission to reclaim lost memories. Ankora Lost Days is a delightful survival experience that seamlessly integrates exploration, crafting, and storytelling. As Mun, a stranded space explorer, you must adapt to the colorful, hand-painted environment of Ankora. conquering obstacles using tools you make along the way. The slow pace, warm environment, and absence of fighting make for a soothing experience, ideal for unwinding. The world seems alive, with mysteries to be discovered, and progress is satisfying. If you prefer quiet, exploration-driven games with touching images, this is a pleasant adventure you should take. Instinct is a hand-drawn puzzle adventure in which players travel through 10 distinct minimalist realms. The nameless hero sets off on a mission to reconcile with his beloved Aiko, passing through lush forests, tranquil lakes, and magical temples. The game encourages players to think outside the box and interact with the world in new ways. The story delves into love, sorrow, and the enduring relationships that unite us, with participants emotionally immersed in the trip. Instinct is more than simply a game. It is an artistic experience that allows players to use their imagination.
All you have to do.
Have you ever murdered someone? What? Answer the question!
In a future bright cyberpunk planet, affluent residents live behind a safe dome while others fight to exist. BROK, a private detective, lives with his late wife Sungraph, who may expose a fatal outcome tied to their existence. There is completely voice-acted narrative puzzles and several endings in the game. It is the first completely playable adventure game for blind or visually impaired players, featuring modified puzzles, tutorials, buttons for repeating voice speaking, and positional audio for fighting. There is no need for an internet connection or a special gadget to play the game.
Saved me. You're my hero.
Nowhere Prophet is a single-player card game set on the distant planet Soma. The plot revolves around a powerful commander and mystic, armed with technopathy, who leads a convoy of outcasts and refugees across randomly produced wastelands. The aim is to reach the enigmatic crypt, a fabled location that offers pure technology and safety. Players must traverse a randomly generated landscape in order to gather loot, attract followers, and unlock new content. After the combat, the game shifts to a turn-based card game mode.
Let's play a little game.
Agent A is an exciting adventure full with logic puzzles and retro-futuristic gadgets. Ruby LaRouge, a crafty spy, leads the player on a cat and mouse pursuit through a maze of challenging riddles. Pay attention to everything and take mental notes like a seasoned secret agent to succeed. Collecting things intelligently opens up a path of riddles that leads you closer to your ultimate goal. To keep you interested and delighted during your journey, the game includes attractive 1960s influenced imagery, 35 diverse settings, 100 inventory-based puzzles, and 50 puzzle screens. A little girl sets off on an exciting trip to save her father from Mavora, the archipelago's ruler. The game is a physics-driven sandbox area with over 30 creatures and stuff to discover. The soul-jumping skills allow her to inhabit whatever animal or item she finds. The game also has an exploration and traversal mechanism that allows players to climb any surface and move across numerous environments. She meets the Mayano, mysterious opponents, and puts herself through supernatural trials. The game includes animated visuals and an original symphonic music.
Hey there, are you up for a friendly game of golf?
Golfinite is a quirky and addictive golf RPG that hooks players with its clever progression and absurd humor. Swinging clubs while leveling up stats adds a fun twist to the sport, and the pixel art brings nostalgic charm with a modern spark. The game's pacing stays fresh, and the bite-sized courses are perfect for quick sessions or long playthroughs. Its quirky characters and hilarious gear upgrades keep things entertaining without feeling repetitive. A must-play for anyone craving something refreshingly offbeat and unexpectedly deep.
I know I'm stuck.
Dandy Dungeon, Legend of Brave Yamada is a quirky, self-aware RPG that balances humor and strategy with unexpected depth. The retro pixel art bursts with personality, and the dungeon-building mechanic adds a clever layer to its gameplay. Every floor conquered feels like a small victory, backed by an infectious soundtrack and witty writing. Yamada's bizarre quest to win love is both ridiculous and strangely endearing. A delightfully unique adventure, it's the kind of game that sticks in the mind long after the final dungeon is cleared. Thanks everyone for watching. If you liked any one of these games, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Hope to see you on the next one. And stay awesome.
In the face.